Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCK matchup.
In on top side, likely try to trade for grubs.
BDD actually trading pretty well into Chovy here, but missing that phosphorus bomb puts a lot of control back into the hands of Chovy. Drake does go down though, looking for Pyosik, and she will discover him. There we go, Pyosik able to at least hold on to the big one, I'm pretty sure, as Twisted Advance pulls him over. BDD rotating up as Chovy is behind him. Presses W, able to get so many autos down. This vision is brilliant as there's the Nature's Grasp. And Canyon gonna put them to sleep, the flash forward. But Perfect, I think, should be able to cut this one off. If he can pick up this kill, it would be gigantic. With the rest of Gen.G, they're coming over, and it's the big one that's able to take him down. BDD taking first blood.
Insane greed.
Here's the double down tactic coming on through. We're looking for a bit of a dive as Pyosik just moving on in. Taking the easy route, and there is the Nature's Grasp. They get behind Pace because he's the one with the cleanse. Lehens is still going to get stunned up. Extendo Beam does a fair bit of work as now Pyosik holding onto the wave. There's the ulti. They look to take down Lehens first, and they'll successfully do so. Turret was tanked by Pyosik. He had a wild growth, and now they might even look for more as Pay's just going to get destroyed. Twisted Advance for a last hit. That's a cool way to do it. 6 grubs will be the trade, but I think the KT are okay with it.
Yeah, and it's not a massive side laning composition here for Gen.G. Obviously, 6 grubs is going to be really strong whenever you get any alone time with a turret, especially with a champion like a Draven. But they identify...
Oh dear, that was not where Keen wanted to go. As Perfect just going to throw him back. We'll see whether the Mini-Nut can get this one done, as Keen's going to have to flash. Perfect flashes into the brush. Q is going to miss as a result. He bounces back though, and he's going low. They're both going low. The boomerang comes in, and it's Keen that locks it up with a return Q.
Oh, look at Perfect's reaction on the player cam. He knows he messed that one up. He flashed forward, misses the boomerang, and
I think there was some messing up on both sides of that one, Wolf.
Yeah. When you get the flash out of Keen, I think in this moment you have to just take it and be happy with it. And then he decided he wanted to get the kill. If he gets that kill, it's amazing for him. It completely changes how the lane's going to be played out. Gets that huge injection of side, so not able to help out. And Keen goes in by mistake with the weirding here, misplaces it, and then Perfect goes for the punish. Let's watch his first-person view and see what he has to say.
Like the flash, knows that he then has to make sure he doesn't get hit by a flash boomerang. But I think it's just the amount of consistent damage that you have with this champion.
Oh,
yeah. With the passive, with the autos, yeah, you can see the frustration. Like with the autos,
what he does do here, because of course solo queue and pro play are a little bit different when it comes to a lot of the builds. But we'll just have to see where his mind is going to go next. I think Leandri's is almost always a thing, but he likes Riftmaker as well, like a lot.
Yeah. Pretty good in top lane as Canyon is a little bit isolated here.
Yeah, Pyosik moving on in. Pretty tanky here on the tree. As BDD now in position. Pays, pressing that W as Nature's Grasp does come down. He pushes Canyon back, and he tries to put some circles down. Speaking of circles, the flash out from BDD, and Deft is already dead. Can they find the fight though? As Perfect finds an ulti, but there's 0 follow-up. And BDD cannot get any autos in here. Chovy sees blood in the water as the crush over the wall for Perfect gets him to relative safety. It's only Deft that's fallen down so far, and you can see BDD still trying to stand his ground, but KT, they have to get out of there.
I mean, the Aurora creates such an insane, artificial front line here in this draft, and Perfect's ultimate a little bit late to actually save the day or turn that one around. It looked so good for KT at the start, as Chovy doesn't...
He can throw down, and just the AoE that he covers with his spin. This could be a real rough one as they do take down the first Chemtech Drake of the day.
Yeah.
Ox is here, by the way. All of his attention was used here, especially here in the mid lane at about that position. That was where Bulldog did the jump scare previously. So they're not going to get caught out for that one, but you can see the Gen.G able to get a bit of a shove towards this turret. 6 grubs barely needed here, as 4 members of Gen.G will be enough. Chovy just probably not going to move down. He is going to teleport though, as we can see. So I'm a little bit caught. That's going to be BDD finding some rocket damage though onto Lehens. They're going to fight for this Drake. I thought maybe they just give it up, but no, Perfect now looking for his angle. Keen on a good one as well. Perfect still trying to find that flank as the sapling's doing a lot of work. That's going to be Pioshik blocking down the dragon. Canyon's in trouble. He goes golden though. The whirling death flies in and there is the circle. That's Deft picking up the first one and he gets over the wall. Taken down is Beryl though, and there go the rest of the dominoes. Pays now relatively low, but Deft by himself is not going to be able to get anything done here. Over the wall, and Pays could be in trouble here. Deft going down very, very low, but I think Chovy's going to be here, and his ex-teammate's just going to cash in.
Yeah, the problem is, you know, Chovy is the one who gets the kill. You live long enough, you want to...
Very similar to what we saw last time around. I think it was Malignant's first item for Bulldog. Yeah. This time just throw it in as the second one, and this turret is well and truly going to go down. No Barons taken just yet.
2 steps backwards here as Gen.G can just start this up again. This time they have the turn. This time they have a good step. They look for a pick to start it. Now they can turn with Keen's ultimate back online.
Yeah, Perfect looking to stack up some Naba here with the Baron. They can even see it. It's going down so extraordinarily quickly. Deft, he's not going to be able to do anything. Pioshik was nowhere near. They're going to look for a fight instead. The circle goes down one more time, and Pioshik is just melting. A tank? I don't think so. That is just more money for Chovy as Perfect is jumping out of there. Pays going down low, but he's got the Feather Storm. Deft still looking to try and fight this one, but it is Beryl falling down. Deft now flashing away from Lehens, and he will at least be able to escape for the moment. BDD, very large health bar, as Canyon once again just going to utilize that stasis beautifully. And Gen.G now with Baron in hand are looking to push it even further.
Yeah, I mean, it's 27 minutes in. Long respawn timer on BDD. They may just end here. I think they have a pretty good chance. TP to mid, and that is it. You just win one team fight. Keen's second ultimate there. He gets it back online. Everybody dies, and they do back away. Even though BDD isn't up, Pioshik's coming back up. Doesn't have his ultimate, but they want to play this one safe. I think that was definitely an angle to potentially push further, because in the extended fight, Keen gets his ultimate again. Yep. But again, they want to cross their T's and dot their I's. 15 seconds on that ultimate. He could use it on the turn on this dragon if KT want to contest. This Aurora champion seems pretty good, Atlas.
Yeah, and KT are just a sacrificial lamb. They're the team that has to demonstrate to all of us that Aurora is...
Again, that ability name is pretty strange, but I'm kind of getting into it.
Ooh, BDD actually. Never mind. He's dead.
Get weirded.
Yeah, he got a little bit. Things went weird. They certainly did, and he is most definitely across the veil now.
Why would you play Victor when you could just play this?
Yeah. All right, Gen.G going. Well, I mean, no one plays Victor, so I think it's fine. He might get some quality of life buffs, though.
Arcane incoming.
Arcane Season 2. Let's see whether Aurora makes it into that show, because right now she's looking strong enough to get there. As first, Nexus turret going low, but in goes Pioshik into the backline. My God, he went on a journey. Chovy's in a whole host of trouble, but not as much as the trouble that KT are in. The Wild Growth on Deft does absolutely nothing, and it's Keen that's going to lock him down. Nexus is to follow, and just before...
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCK matchup.
They're not great stats, though. We saw Moham actually, playing yesterday for the first time in the LCK. It was actually great to see him. He had a decent game on it, but it didn't quite work out. As now Beryl comes in, and Chovy, he might just be dead. That is going to be first blood going over to BDD, and Chovy just didn't even get to the wall to flash.
Beryl with a great like that, because it's been putting fires out elsewhere. This is going to be the first dragon taken here by Gen.G with some of Pays' help.
Certainly some good attention being paid here by Orcs as well to make sure that we do get the Chemtech Drake first.
Getting that out of the way.
Yeah, love to see it. That's going to be some grubs taken here as well in response. So as the dragon goes down, Pioshik is going to be taking these. And so pretty even trade when it comes to these global objectives. Beryl spotting some things out. Understands that he isn't seen here by Canyon, who is going to get stunned up. But not able to walk through the Hextech minefield. Lehens going to do that, though, as now Canyon lit on fire. BDD comes down. The satchel is gorgeous. Chovy's coming in, but they're looking to try and close in on the Lilia. Hook going to connect onto Deft, but the follow-up is not there. And now Pioshik is going to turn up. It's a double for BDD! And KT, stop it!
Triple for BDD. This is what I was talking about with BDD's early. Pretty well, the Corki is accelerated, and obviously has a pretty great late game as well. As speaking of, Lehens nearby.
Yeah, BDD actually not quite winning in this trade. Does finally pick it up as the bowling ball goes wide. Beryl and Pioshik in position. And that is a twisted advance to go in on this one. Magnustorm connecting onto 2. The Nature's Grasp as well holds them in place. The flash forward, the shutdown gold is on the table, and the watch out heap is going to seal it. They shut down the Corky, and Beryl is going to fall down as well, as Gen.G will let Pioshik live for now, but 2 kills off the back of that one, and Gen.G are on the board.
It looked so good for KT at the start of the fight. You know, BDD has
For a second, it was a done deal, but, you know, the lead is still there.
It is. And this is a much better looking game too this time around as well, as Canyon coming on in looking for Perfect, whose Dominus is on cooldown. He's going to flash. We'll see whether the slice is going to be back up, and it looks like it's not going to be. He does get the W off onto Keen, slices around a little bit, but that is still going to be the kill going over to Gen.G, and now Keen on this gangplank, 1-0-2. Yeah, you got Lehens just bodyguard for Chovy here, as Perfect is going to move in.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, could be dove once again. Avoids the hook and now just wants to clear out the minion wave. He's going to be successful in that, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to keep himself alive. That's the cash in for Chovy. And Perfect, after navigating the early game so well, just dying twice in a row, it will be that we'll get another charge to come through from the Rift Herald towards his top side. With 6 grubs, I think this cannon barrage isn't going to be enough to be able to stop this, as BDD tanks up the turret for a very long time, and there's another minion wave coming in. Keen going to get pushed back. The crash down is going to get the flash out of Keen, who's slowed down by the Bramble Smash. Hook is going to go wide, and in a turret in trade for a Crocodile. You take that.
Yeah, very deftly played though by Keen.
Mega Inferno Bomb to try and lock things down, I believe, was just used towards the top side, as the Whirling Death was used towards the bottom side. There's Cannon Barrage there as well, if anything ever goes wrong. Was used on the top side, on the inner turret, to try and help out Gen.G there. So, like, these counteractions that you can see from these shoves is actually being pretty important. But KT are going to be able to create enough space to be able to grab this dragon. It's going to be in trade for the outer turret on the top side.
This is what Gen.G does, though. Even in a gold deficit, they know how to get gold off of the map. They know where to put pressure, and knowing that KT have bio
effectively. As Keen is in the bottom lane, being a nuisance. Renekton going to move over and try and answer it as the bowling ball goes wide.
And, okay, we're still threatening here.
Yeah, Lehens actually going to go in as the Cannon Barrage comes down and splits up the fight. BDD can't really get in there, but Def with the Mega Inferno Bomb this time is going to be able to lock down the kill. And Beryl somehow gets out. Keen is burning down. BDD locks up the kill, and now Pace in trouble. BDD splashing after him. He finds the kill. It's the 7th kill for BDD in this game.
BDD is just taking over the game. Great ultimate there from Deft, and also, Chovy.
Oh, yeah, Chovy, if he managed to get that shut down, that'd be a big one, although he did get shut down after 4.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, maybe just play that one a little bit safer there, Chovy. Very close, playing on the edge as Deft scouts this out.
Yeah, Canyon runs really fast, especially with that passive stacked up. Deft doesn't want him to get on in here, but he's still going to be able to lock this one up. BDD going to spot him, and he just teleported in. Canyon, this is a, BDD with a hotline to Boris. He's taken all of his stuff, Wolf.
I feel that's what I'm saying. Like, we were pretty down on them going into this, but this Baron is also a little disrespectful, I would say.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's KT. They're going to go for something like this. I don't necessarily know what it means, as Mega Inferno Bomb is going to connect. It's a lot of damage, as Keen also down to about 50%. And Gen.G, I think they might just be giving this one up. The barrel goes in and fizzles out. That's going to be KT locking up a Baron.
They didn't even use Piercing
Turret
Soul.
or an inhibitor for the rest of this Baron. The 90 seconds you've got left, that would be massive.
Yeah.
You want real permanent damage to this base.
Yep, and I think the Satchel, being able to take down some of these structures as well pretty quickly, will be able to extend this. Cannon Barrage invested. It's a big tool that they won't have, as the rapid fire cannon shot not doing quite as much as I was expecting. Still does a fair bit towards Pays here, as this inner turret in trouble as well, because it's Baron plus 6 grubs, guys. Like, this is so much structural damage they are doing.
It's crazy too, and they're splitting this up into 2 lanes here, so...
Well, this is going to be the Drake secured by KT, and Gen.G, I don't think it's worth the risk.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an Ocean Drake. Let it go. Scale.
Yeah.
That's the game plan. QSS picked up here for Chovy. Some additional safety, as obviously in the mid lane you're going to have to opt into that teleport, so doesn't have a cleanse, but now he has his artificial cleanse online. As
Yeah, Canyon, I'm not sure what the intention was, but he's going to get crashed into. Deft is going to come down. Bouncing Bomb is not quite going to land, but that watch out Eve was in a weird direction. And Canyon, he's going to go golden again. It worked in game number 1, but that's because he had teammates around him. This time, he was alone.
I mean, Canyon is having a real rough game.
He has TP, but KT are saying, look, your Ezreal's out of here. GP's in the bottom lane. We're going to threaten your inhibitor. We don't need a Baron.
And this is going to go down so incredibly quickly as well. 6 scrubs and a satchel. We mentioned structural damage. I don't know what's going to do more, structural damage or emotional damage. If KT's going to win this game, it's going to be a bit of both for me. I can say that personally. As KT,
once again,
gonna look for it. This is beautiful macro play, and it's making me mad, Wolf.
It's so good. I mean, why can't KT play like this all the time?
Yeah, right?
Keen has no barrage, as you mentioned, has a TP, is going to utilize it, but he's so far away. Here comes Canyon for the flank. Perfect says no.
Whirling Death comes in. Canyon is just pushed out of there, and BDD is flashing on top of another target. They'll wait for the goldenness to go away. Beryl in a little bit of trouble here, though, as the bouncing bombs are coming in, and Def able to just outrange. They do sidestep the Mega Inferno Bomb as Pioshik. KT looking like they are erring a little, but now they're not. Lahen's gonna go down. There's the Magnet Storm as Keen just flashes right into all of them. A beautiful Mystic Shot will connect there from Pace. He's still playing pretty well, but they'll lose a Baron, and KT will win yet another fight. Chovy's out of this one. Pace is gonna try and cleanse the Crocodile, but not this time. Pioshik, he's got a full health bar and a dream, and a twisted advance. Good night, Pace. That's going to be a game 3, I think, Wolf.
I think so. Pioshik's dream is FaZe's nightmare. Double TP into the mid lane, and KT Rolster do it again. Only the second team to defeat Gen.G in a game here in summer. The only team to defeat them in a series this year domestically. That's it, lights out.
Yep, they have the best win rate against Gen.G this season out of any other team. The most wins out of any other team if they're able to take this one, as Cannon Barrage is going to kill Perfect. The Nexus is still up. Let's see whether KT are going to be able to close this one out, as BDD in point blank range against Keen is not exactly the greatest. It was a trial by fire. He passed, and the Nexus will go.
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCK matchup.
Through a bunch of different changes. Doesn't necessarily scale as hard as he used to, as Death. Not going to take any turret aggro, but is getting hit by the minions. He's only level 2, as now they're looking for the dive onto Keen. He's only level 1, though. That is going to be first blood going over to Pioshik. A beautiful dive. I expect Keen's teleporting straight back.
Stop their backs for a moment.
Yeah, Perfect is going to try and pick up the rest of this one, but Lahans and Pays are still here. So that dive coming through yet again. Perfect still level 1, avoids the Aqua Prison, but isn't going to be able to avoid death as the heal comes through to keep Lahans alive. They waste a fair bit of time to make sure have a massive amount of range, as the Smolder outside of that Achu doing a fair bit of having a fair bit of range.
Yeah. And it's obviously, ideally you don't want to get hit by it, but Chovy has to
just use the ultimate, and I think that's why Keen used that. He was up against the wall, so that sort of gives away what might have been happening. As the arrow, the flash comes through, but the arrow is still going to land. Now the frost shot is going to connect. I think this is another kill, and Deft will pick that one up.
Bit of a weird flash there, rare miss.
But he does not need to call any assistance at this point in time. In fact, he can't because it's on cooldown. He must have used it before.
Every time we go to the mid lane, they keep clicking on Chovy. I just want to see the stacks. There's another arrow.
Yeah, going to be picked up by Chovy. Like you were saying, the volley going to connect there as well, as BDD wants to find a Q, and there it is! Flap, 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 and he takes him down. But it is a 1-for-1. A little bit of assist gold going over to Beryl there at the same time.
Oh man, if you're a disadvantage in mid further after BDD TP's back in, and also have the jungler here anyways.
And Chovy hasn't gone for a reset yet.
Yeah.
So he is just sitting on a weird little axe thing.
Ocean again, which is, you know, really horrible here for KT considering the advantage they had. Worst case scenario basically is,
Yeah, that's a pretty nice Captain Jack there from Deft, as the arrow will connect. Deft gets the shield. He is going to go down, but will they be able to trade it? But Pays here as the teleport's coming in. Perfect makes his way down. Pays knows that he's dead. He's going to buy as much space as possible, but Lahans is also going to fall down. The Hypers are procking, and this fish has nowhere to swim. Perfect's going to be able to lock down that kill. Pays is also dead, and they'll trade it for death.
Yeah, they will.
And it looks like he just has enough damage here, even with the minion wave thinning out. That's huge.
Really nice stop there from Chovy. And the turret going to be taken down.
They're aware of this, so they may lose an inner, but let's see if Gen.G can contest the Herald. That looks like a done deal.
Yep, Beryl is on a ward. Perfect taking a lot of damage from the combo out of Keen. But like you were talking about, I mean, this is just Chovy behind a turret right now. And that is such a huge gold influx here for Gen.G, able to take down an inner turret. You could tell that KT were making that decision intentionally. I just don't know whether it was the right decision to make, as now looking to try and fight Gen.G away from this turret. That is going to be successful, but Chovy's also looking to try and take down a blue buff. Arrow is going to fly on through, gets the Valkyrie out. Chovy just nowhere in sight now. He is going to be able to go back home with so much more money.
I really like the call from Chovy, even without the teleport there, to say, well, if I get this inner, grab some gold. I mean, BDD's just stacking. As long as you can defend this turret at the same time, I feel like KT really gives not too much here. It's just a solo Ocean Drake.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. They are going to do exactly that. There's a flash forward, though. The slicing Maelstrom just does nothing. Mom comes down and says, nope, get the heck out of here. Barrel's going to be shielded up as Pioshik tanks as much of the culling as possible. And that is just Keen dead.
Perfect is still in the side as well. They get a pick with the smolder, you know? And it's a great play from Pioshik. Gets there, gets the smash.
His first evolution from BDD as well. Look at him. He's starting to get mad. He's starting to realize his power. And this dragon might be able to do it as the Rift Herald comes down in the mid lane, and KT, they'll claim a gold lead once again or get very close. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, the timing of this works so
well. The big one, giving it that splash damage. And it'll only get worse as this game goes on.
Yeah, you get to 225 so fast here. BDD gets low.
Yeah, and there is the slicing Maelstrom. BDD going to be taken out. Keen will be traded as Pioshik looks to get out of there. It's a 1-for-1, but a turret as well for Gen.G. They're trading up.
Yeah, they are trading up. This does mean... Scared.
This could be an overextension. The rest of his teammates are coming down. That's a teleport to come in. Is now slicing Maelstrom onto the Gnar, and I think he is just dead. Does flash. Glacial Prison comes in, just barely misses, but Chovy has a rocket for him, and that is a dead prehistoric Yordle.
You could see the moment where he realized, and I think it was just before the TP show. It might have been the TP itself.
See if he can stack off this back. I think he might be going for the Shojin back right now. You were alluding to. Again, second Ocean Dragon. Isn't that an old Luden's rocket right there?
Yeah, that's a bit silly. Chovy with 3 items now completed. Pioshik going to blast cone his way out of here, back into the fog of war.
Kane's flank.
Yeah, looking for that angle. BDD will be able to spot him. He can fly over walls as well. Actually kind of an optimal Baron pit as well for him as Pioshik soaks an ultimate. The wave does come in there as well as Deft is flashing away. Mom comes down, does a lot of damage. But BDD not quite able to free hit this time around. He's got a decent health bar. You can see that execute threshold. Not the best at this amount of stacks, but that is going to get worse and worse as this game goes on, and he's looking for an angle here as Gen.G are regrouping. Def down to about 50%. That's not great. Beryl taking some poke damage as well.
Keen's flash is coming back very soon. To just use the dash cannon, though.
They also... Okay, he walks back. No, Def, don't do it. Okay, the cannon's not here.
The cannon's not there, but consider that, you know, if they do try to contest for Baron, he could TP.
All right, Pioshik's gone in. He wants to find an angle. There's the Nature's Grasp. Mom comes down, doesn't do a whole lot as the Glacial Prison is a fadeaway, but Deft is going to pick Beryl up. And Beryl wants to find Canyon. Arrow now down. Fate's Call now down. And there is no Nature's Grasp as well. Now the teleport's going to come in, and Gen.G, it's time for their salvo. They've just got so much more in the chamber for this next fight, and KT know it. They're going to use the Flying Dragon here to come out as Keen looks for it. Twisted Advance comes in. He's tanking the turret, and he just goes down. Beryl's going to lock it up, and Keen waited so long for that play.
And he didn't go for the ward in the mid lane, which would have given him the space to actually feel the desperation out of Gen.G and Keen in that failed play as they feel like they're running out of time.
Well, KT, they might do the KT thing and just start up Baron. That is precisely what they're going to do. There is a Canyon alive. Chovy down to about 50% here as there are volleys flying in. Pays looking for some of that poke damage, and so is Chovy. These rockets starting to hurt. Aqua Prison doesn't land, but the Baron just goes to KT, and they'll exit. Stage left, crush over the wall from Perfect. And KT, they are back
over the wall. Gen.G going to be able to take their consolation soul point here of the Ocean Dragon, or perhaps they won't, because Pioshik, again, he has ult.
Yeah, he's just going to wander on in there. It's not going to be enough to actually find too much.
not officially accepted in the lore. It is his father, but
he's probably going to kill it.
Big
as
fan.
Well, so it's probably not a good thing. It's a little bit dark, as it turns out.
daddy issues, perhaps. But
Yeah. That would certainly be that. So we're not going to allude to that one.
Hey, we didn't have to explain that replay because we talked about it before. Ult here.
Glacier Prism once again, but it's once again soaked by Pyoshik. Mom gets the big value, and that's a wallop! And that is just cat food. The Nami's not doing it this time around as Keen's going to get breathed on. BDD not touched in this fight. And KT, they wipe down 3. They take an inner turret. And, I mean, are they... No, surely, no, I'm not doing it. What he's in is going to matter less and less. That Infinity Edge, that may matter.
Yeah, so it's not quite a package, but it feels like, Amazon finally delivered on that one.
Yeah, I would say so. Okay, Mom comes down, splits the fight. Lehens and Pays basically out of it. From that point, another ultimate going to be traded here, but the inner turret is going to fall down, and it is incidental cues from BDD, getting Lehens completely out of there.
I have to say, since KT
turned up the wrong school, but it doesn't matter because these Qs are just burning them down. This is the arrow connecting. They had to eat the Mikhails onto Canyon, and Pays in trouble. Perfect. I don't know about that wallop, but we might be able to find an ulti here as they get into the choke point. They all stand behind Canyon, and he is delivered. The execution from BDD, and that will take down the Sejuani, and Keen couldn't find a way in.
No,
I don't alarm anyone. But Beryl has a bounty.
Yeah, he has a bounty. He is sitting on a lot of lethality as well. I don't know how much.
He's 407.
His
he also takes a pierce here from Deft as well, but doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, not ideal here for KT. Those are some of their best tools actually just tossed into the bin. Gen.G handled it well. Canyon going in.
Yeah, he is obsessed with hitting Pyoshik with these ultimates. I don't know whether it's working because BDD's putting himself as a big target. Chovy's gonna go down. He just gets brambly smashed towards the team and eliminated. Pace, no health bar. Lehens, he has to go back. The base might be broken right here.
I mean, it looks very likely. Baron is up, but KT have their eyes on this inhibitor without it. And with Canyon, no ult, no way to punish. Keen, he's got flash and ult. Maybe he could try to make a play on Perfect, but then you won't have that ult for the Baron.
But the
great wards for it too.
Yeah, but they are nowhere near it. There is, they just don't feel like they can do this without Chovy. I think you can understand. 28 HP.
So it's almost guaranteed they should be able to get this inhibitor.
Yeah, Arrow is going to soar through, but doesn't exactly find anyone.
Checking their flanks, making sure there's no teleport ward. Look at all the control wards. KT doing their due diligence here to make sure Keen has no angle of attack.
Well, Mom is going to come down once again. She's just zoning. We'll get them out of there, and with the Baron, KT might be able to land this one. The ulti not going to land, though, from Canyon. So that's going to mean that KT should be able to get 2 inhibitors off the back of this one. Getting closer and closer to victory, but still, at this point, it's close to 40 minutes into the game.
There are some flank wards now here. KT need to be careful.
Yeah, the back considered here by BDD. Wanting to stick around just in case. KT, I think, need to do everything as a unit, and they absolutely need their Smolder around as Perfect. That was a little bit dangerous, that movement, but the Nature's Grasp does come on through. Great Mikhails, and it's Pyoshik that's taking a lot of the damage. Good flash out there from Lehens. He could have been the pickoff, but now it's the teleport flank from the cannon, and he's going to get in there. Oh my god, but they just destroy him, and it's Perfect that turns the engage on its head. Deft is dashing into everyone, but he's got a GA, and the Bramble Smash comes down. Chovy lying on the floor, and we've made fun of Deft for flashing in the past. This time, he's the one laughing as KT will once again ruin Gen.G's perfect season.
No perfect season for you, and it just feels like even though no one would say it out loud, we all believed it could be possible. KT with a 2-1 win.
These were the best highlights from today's LCK matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say, okay. See you on the next one.